All right. So for those of you who are new, uh, our academy is called H.E.A.L Lifestyle Academy, and the H.E.A.L is an acronym, as you see here. The H is for health and wellness, the E for effective communication, the L for anger resolution. The A for anger resolution, the L for leadership, and personal development. Those are the four areas that we deal with in our um, academy, our lifestyle academy. And so at the end of the presentation, you'll have a chance to get our contact information to contact us. We do seminars, we do workshops, we see clients one-on-one. So any of the areas there that might be contextual to your situation, for your job, your church, your group, for your family, we do it all. We do it all. All right, so before we start, there are two things I have to say to you and two promises I want to make. Two things. The first thing is to get paper and a writing instrument because we want you to take some notes. Why? Because the shortest pencil is longer than the longest memory. Thing number two, stay away from the five worst words in the world. And the five worst words in the world are, I have heard that before. And chances are, if you've heard it before, the question becomes, what are you doing about it? All right, so those are the two things. Kenny? Okay. Those are the two things, and now the two promises. Promise number one, oops, my graphic got messed up there. You will definitely learn something today that you can use right away. That's promise number one. Promise number two, I'm available to work with you further should you see the need. I need to go through our disclaimer. My daughter gave me my water. Thank you, Jonah. All right. The information provided in this presentation is intended for general informational purposes only and should not be considered as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. As a naturopathic doctor, I am sharing insights and suggestions based on my expertise in natural health and wellness. However, it's important to consult with a medical doctor before making any significant changes to your health regimen, especially if you have underlying medical conditions or taking medications or you have specific health concerns. All right, so we have been, last week we started our new series. We finished our previous series, 24 medicines that you will not find in a pharmacy. And you could find all of those seminars, the series on our YouTube channel, H.E.A.L Lifestyle Academy. And last week we started a new 24-week series entitled Your Inner Health, right? 24 weeks to wellness, nurturing the temple within, right? The inner temple nurturing. So we're in week number 2. And today we're looking at nutrition for a healthy heart. Nutrition for a healthy heart. Looking at foods, herbs, and remedies to strengthen your heart. Strengthen your heart. All right. So in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31, the Bible says, whether therefore ye eat or drink or whatsoever you do, do all to the glory of God. All right, so before we go further, let's do a little warm up. Um, we have a quiz coming up and want to see how good your knowledge is. All right. So, are you ready? Ready for the quiz? If you're ready for the quiz, write in the chat, ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. If you don't write, then I know I'll wait for you. You're not ready. It's simple. These 4 people saying they're ready. Hannah, I don't see. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to pick on Hannah. She's smart. She wrote really quickly. That's good. That's good. Okay, Nadez is ready. Who else is ready? Good evening, Peggy. Okay, I need to put 2 more people tell me they're ready. Dora is ready. Who else is ready? Doreen, good evening. Serena, good evening. Who else is ready? Who else is ready? Okay, Jordan is ready. All right. Okay, so I think most of us are ready. All right. True or false? Right. So they
Think I'm
question.
driving.
I'm sorry. Say
I'm
again.
driving, so I can't participate.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, well, that's okay. You might be able to figure it out. All right. So true or false? I'm going to read the question. Right. Question number one. Uh, the subtitle is Heart and Love. Heart and Love. So it says the heart is not part of making a love connection, but it can be broken when relationships go bad. Is that true or false? Look at the question carefully. Is that true or false? Okay, Dora said, okay. DM said false. Fellow Disciple said false. Joda said true. Okay, yeah, that's all I got. Anybody else? Oh, you could talk to me too, you know. Okay, Hannah said true. All right. So all those, okay, one person who said true, tell me why you say that this answer is true. Why is it true? Hannah, why is this true? Okay, Peggy said false. Hannah, you might be muted if you're trying to
Yeah,
talk. Okay. Why you chose true? Why is it true?
because when we heard, uh, I just try to make connection with the when we go. For example, when we go through difficulties or when we are in love
Mhm.
and the person let us down, we feel sad. So we just feel like our heart is broke.
Okay. All right. Wow.
Or when we lose someone, when we
Hmm.
lost someone,
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay. Wow. That's very
it's deep.
philosophical.
Yeah, it's deep sadness.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
But
All right. Somebody who
it's
said
question.
false. Uh-huh.
But didn't they say Jesus died of a broken heart? No.
So you're asking a question on top of my question, Dr. Rayborn. Okay, we'll deal.
Yes, because
We'll
that's what I'm thinking. That maybe since
no,
Christ died of a broken heart, so if we get hurt as well, we might have a broken heart. I don't know.
no. I'm not looking for more questions. I'm looking for answers. You're behaving like Auntie Lynn, who just came in. And good evening, Kathleen. Welcome. So we're doing a true or false quiz. So we got one person who said true, and they gave the explanation. I need one person who said false to tell me why they think the answer is false. The heart
Because
is not part of making a love connection, but it can be broken when relationships go bad. Go ahead, fellow disciple.
um, I believe the not I believe I know that our heart is part of making a love connection. So that's why I say it false. Yeah, it has a part to play in making love connection.
Okay. Okay, I can take one more false to kind of back up fellow disciple. Anybody? No?
Also, think of the heart and the mind being the same thing. Once our mind is made up to love, it can also be broken, like the heart, when a relationship goes bad.
So your answer was false, right?
Yes, it was false.
All right. So here's the answer. Here's the answer.
So, Dr. Remo, before you reveal the answer,
Uh-huh.
so the reason I say false is just for the first part of the question.
You see you? Not tonight. I am not
No,
taking your tricks tonight. Mm-mm-mm. It's
I'm not being
one
tricky.
question. Huh?
I'm not being tricky, but it can be true and false because the first part could be before the comma.
No, it's one question.
After the comma is
Don't
true.
even try it. Don't even try it. One question.
Okay.
It's one question. The heart is not part of making a love connection, but, or you can put in however there, it can be broken when relationships go bad. So here's the, oh, what's going on with my, all right, let me use my thing. Okay, so the answer is true. right? And there's a name for this. It's called broken heart syndrome. And last week I spoke about this. Remember, I had Dr. Miracle to come on and to give an explanation of this. You all remember that? Anybody remember that?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So it's called broken heart syndrome, and
Yeah.
it can temporarily weaken your heart muscle, right? So like Nadej was saying, Christ on the cross died of a broken heart, right? Everyone deserted him. He even felt as though the Father deserted him, right? So this is a real thing. So even though your heart is not really part of making a love connection, right? It's not. We think it is, but it's not. But the heart can be broken when relationships go bad, like Hannah was saying. All right? Everybody good with that?
Is it broken because of principles? Uh, I don't know. I feel like I want to debate with you, but I don't have my thoughts together yet.
Dr. Ribbon, I still
Yes, yes.
understand that because how come the heart doesn't play any part in making any love connection?
Okay, so tell me what part you think the heart it has in making love connection. And I think the reason why you're asking that is that we grew up believing the pagan reality that Cupid has an arrow to shoot through your heart, and Valentine's you get heart gifts, all that kind of stuff. But scientifically speaking, the heart
Mm.
is not part of making a love connection.
So it's the brain. Okay.
Yeah, it is the brain,
Okay.
right? And
Oh,
you remember last week we said that the heart has a mini brain in it, right? And so the
Yeah.
heart reacts to what you think. That's why it's called infatuation, or it might be lust. So you might see somebody who, based on what we think is nice, a man is tall, he's handsome, he plays basketball, broad shoulders, straight nose, or a woman, she's shaped, like an hourglass, that kind of stuff. And you see the person, and the person might have a pretty smile, and you think you're in love, but love only comes when you get to know the person and can kind of more or less understand them. That's when you can love them.
Okay.
And
So
and and that's why, one second, that's why when a lot of people who are courting and they think they're in love, right, because of the feelings, right, and there might be touching involved, that kind of stuff, and then that make things get worse. It clouds your mind,
yeah, it
and
blurs.
yeah, and when they go to live with the person and you get to know them better, that's when you know if you love them or not. Does that make sense now?
Yeah, you know that
yeah,
Bible text that says that the
I,
heart is wicked. Who can know it?
That's correct.
Mhm.
Jeremiah 17
I
9, I
got you.
believe. Yeah,
I don't have
right.
to debate with you now.
okay. So I can say that so we love in our brain. That's in the heart is just he placed in it's a reaction then. We,
Right. The heart deals. Remember last we talking about, like, if you are afraid of something, the brain senses that you're in danger. It will signal to the heart that you're in danger. The heart begins to pump blood to your arms, to your extremities, so you could fight or take flight. Right.
okay.
And so that's why it's so dangerous to keep listening to music that goes against the rhythm of your heart, like rock music, jazz, contemporary gospel music. All those musical tones are bad for the heart because the brain thinks you're in danger, right? And the frontal lobe gets involved. And you keep doing that, you're going to cause problems to your kidneys, to your adrenal glands, you'll damage your frontal lobe, all that kind of stuff. So it all begins with the brain, right? So the heart reacts based on the brain, but the heart and the brain work together. The heart has about 40,000 neurons, all right? Compared to the brain has about 86 billion neurons, but it has a brain nonetheless, right? So there's also a brain in the gut. And the gut and the gut brain and the head brain communicate more than the heart brain does.
So I don't know why normally the heart is a symbol of love, all that
Yeah, yeah,
emotion.
yeah, 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 yeah,
That's
yeah,
why that's
yeah,
why
yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
but
guess that's what I was saying about the heart and the mind being the same. Because even if you do come across someone that you have feelings for, is there a such thing as a heart fluttering? out of
No, that's a gut.
that's a gut.
Yeah, the
Gotcha.
gut. Have you ever heard somebody say, "I have a gut feeling
Mm-hmm.
about this person," or you see somebody that you love or you think you're in love with, and you feel quivery, like you just said. That's the gut feeling, right? That's the brain in the gut. And so that's why when you are going to give a speech and you're scared, or you're going to sing, whatever it is, that you get sweaty, you might have diarrhea, you might vomit, it's because the gut and the brain is communicating and the gut is reacting to what the brain is telling it. Yeah?
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Second question. True or false? Talking about food. I know a lot of you all like food. I won't call anybody's name. But if you talk, I would say amen. All right. So, meals. Question is true or false? When you skip meals, you help your heart. True or false? True or false? When you skip meals, you help your heart. Okay. So when you put your answer in the chat, put number two and then put your answers. I know what question. Because we have some old answers there. All right, let's go. True or false? So put number two and then put F or T. All right, nobody. Okay, let me see who's this. Fellow disciple. I'm not. You see, the, this young lady is a philosopher trying to tie me up
No,
like
no, no,
like
no.
a
I'm
crab.
not being philosophical, but that's because it depends on the person. For some people, it may be true. For others, it may be false. So I don't know what to put.
Welcome, Alana. Glad to have you. I didn't see you put anything in the chat yet. What's your answer? Tamara, what's your answer? Kathleen, I don't see you guys have an answer yet. Doreen, you can still answer even though you're driving. Okay, Hannah says true. Okay, that's the first. Okay, that's the second answer we got. Follow disciples unsure. We don't have an answer for unsure. We have true or false. I'm sorry. All right, come on, guys. We only have two answers so far. We need to move on.
Maybe now I'll just choose false. For me, it's false. Sometimes it
It's
helps me
false.
when I skip meals. So
Okay.
it's
All right, Lynn says true. Okay, think about two more. What two more answers?
The reason I say it's true because I think about the process of fasting.
Okay.
Yes, me too.
Okay. All right. Hey. But the question didn't ask you about fasting, right?
I know it didn't, but we have to analyze some of these questions here.
All right. Joy said true. Okay. Think about one more. Is there one
And
more? Good
your
evening, Gertrude.
Pastor Rayburn, your responses to these questions doesn't necessarily mean that it's true or false.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
No, no,
Oh,
no,
yes. Oh,
no.
yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's highly researched. This is not guesswork here. We don't work by guess here. We walk by faith, not by guess. All right. So the answer is false. Skipping meals can stress your heart and disrupt your metabolism, right? And we have talked about this. You also know this answer. When you skip meals, especially breakfast, right? You're really putting yourself in a place of um, getting a heart attack. We spoke about that several times. Now, skipping meals doesn't have to do with fasting per se, right? Because you fast every now and then, right? Or you may have a regular day of fasting. And so your body will get used to that. Your circadian rhythm will get used to that. Is that making sense?
No, I'm disagreeing with you on that one, but go ahead.
That's okay. That's
Yes.
okay. That's okay. So you remember your body, the circadian rhythm deals with eating at a certain time,
Yeah,
resting at a certain time. Yeah, but it's a clock. So
right.
if you're in a routine of fasting, let's say every Wednesday, your body will get used to that after a while. But if you are just sporadically skipping meals, that can stress the heart and disrupt your metabolism because your body is expecting the food,
That's true.
right? So it will
Yeah.
put extra. So the heart is beating, is sending out blood to the digestive system to get ready for the food, and nothing happens. Right? So that will mess up your metabolism. All right.
You know, and sometimes when you kind of off pattern, you get irritated.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. It's one body,
All
all
right, I ain't
connected.
gonna argue with you. You're right.
All right, all right. Thank you for not arguing with me. I love Auntie Lynn, so I won't argue with her. All right. So situated on top of a hill that overlooks the emerald blue waters of the Mediterranean is an ancient Portuguese monastery, right? And the view is breathtaking. The scenery is magnificent. It's beautiful. But there's only one problem. The only way to go to the top of the cliff is in an old wicker basket tied to a rope that is hoisted up by an ancient aged monk. And here's the rope. So one day, a guide and a visitor were leaving the monastery, and as they stepped into the basket and were lowered down by the monk, the rope swung out over the pegged and jagged rocks below. And nervously, the tourist asked, "How often do they replace the rope?" "Don't worry," the guide replied in a reassuring tone. "We replace it every time it breaks." How would you feel? How would you feel about that answer? How would you feel? How would you feel?
If I get out of if I survive it, he's a dead dog.
All right, all right, all right. So just like that story, right? It sounds funny, but it's kind of real and deadly. We place ourselves in unpredictable circumstances, situations regarding our health, right? We wait until it snaps like the rope, and
Mm-hmm.
then we frantically grasp onto the nearest health fad or the diet, right? But broken health is not as easily replaced as a snapped rope. Heart
Mm-hmm.
health is a matter of choice. It's obedience to nature's laws. It's not so easy to replace. All right. So the question becomes why nutrition matters for heart health. Well, nutrition plays a very important role, excuse me, in reducing the risk of heart disease. And we need to have a balanced eating habit. Notice I didn't say diet. Because
Night, everyone.
good night, Mary. Now we're having a party. Mary's here. All right. So notice I didn't say a balanced eating diet. The first three letters in diet spell what?
Die.
Yeah, and the T could be for tomorrow, right? So talking about a lifestyle habit, a balanced eating habit of whole foods is very critical to your heart health. All right. We need to improve our cholesterol levels. So, how can we improve our cholesterol levels? Well, first, we need to understand which foods contain cholesterol. And we're seeing on the screen here one of the foods that contains cholesterol. So many people don't really realize that cholesterol is only found in animal products like meat, milk, cheese, and eggs. Heart disease, peripheral artery disease, or PAD, kidney disease, liver disease, high blood pressure, erectile dysfunction, all are affected by cholesterol. And if you look on the screen here, you see what contains cholesterol. On the left side, different cheeses, thing what look like chicken or something, dairy milk, fish, eggs, sausage. On this side, there's no cholesterol, right? No cholesterol whatsoever. All right. So it says that evidence suggests that eating even small amounts of animal-based foods is linked for many individuals to significantly higher rates of cardiovascular disease. And cardiovascular is not talking just about heart attack, right? It's talking about a whole lot of other diseases, right? Like atherosclerosis and all that kind of stuff. That's hardening of the arteries. Okay. So evidence suggests that eating even small amounts
Dr.
of,
Rabel, I'm
yes.
sorry. You have somebody that is there that said she had a question she didn't know what to ask. Gertrude St.
Okay, good truth, Fentel. All right. Go ahead, go through it. I didn't see that. That was in the chat? I didn't see it. I didn't see it in the chat.
She texted me and said that she had a question or
Okay.
to ask it.
Okay, Gertrude, go ahead, please. I'll try to find an answer for you. You might be muted.
Yes, I think she's muted.
All right, so then just write a question down, Gertrude, and at the end, we'll take at the end, right? Unless it's very important. But you can write it down and then we'll take at the end once you're able to unmute yourselves. Okay, good. Yeah, so we're saying that even a small amount of animal
Hello?
food, yes,
Good evening.
good
I'm
evening.
sorry to disturb. I'm sorry to stopping you. I
Uh-huh.
had a question before when you were in saying the lady about the sister, sorry, about the food that inside when we fasting. I'm asking, how about the reserve that we have? If we fasting and they do not eat anything at all, is there the body, the system has to go to the reserve and then fill the emptiness? I don't know. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, so when you're fasting, um, especially people who are diabetic, right? They normally
Mm-hmm.
are afraid to fast because the doctor said they cannot fast. That's not really true, right? When you fast, your body does not have access to the calories from food that you normally eat, right? Because the body takes the food and use the calorie, turn it into energy to give you energy to move and do what you have to do. When you don't have the calories there, the body now turns to your fat to get the energy.
Oh, oh.
But
So
but we
how
still
about like people? Yeah, like if I said, okay, I'm going to fast for 3 days without water, without anything. So after that 3 days, that's what I heard, and then I do not try it without doing anything. So I heard that you when you do that, all the reserve that you have, and then that's what your body use, and then after that you're gonna be clean. I don't know if it's true, but I never tried.
well, that makes two of us. I have never tried and I never will, right? Because remember that your body does not make water. We have to put water in the body. And your
Mm.
body is made of about 70 to 75% water. Your brain is about 85% water. So notice in the Bible that Christ never asked us to follow what he did to fast for 40 days. He never asked us to do that.
Mm.
He did tell the disciples that some things like casting out demons comes with fasting and
And
praying.
prayer.
He didn't say how long to fast.
Mm.
When you don't take water, first of all, you're getting dehydrated, right?
Exactly.
And your body is pulling all of the reserve water because the brain needs more water. So
Mm-hmm.
you can if it's too hot outside, you can get a heat stroke,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm.
Also, when you're fasting, your liver is putting out a lot of impurities. And so if you're going to go on a fast for whatever reason, eat nothing, you want to at least drink some lemon water to help, excuse me, to flush out your liver
Yeah, the toxins.
Mhm.
toxin, right? So there's a science behind the fasting. Unless you think God told you so, then I wouldn't argue with you, right? But
Mm.
speaking physiologically, we need a certain amount of water in our bodies every day.
Mm-hmm.
Half of your body weight in ounces. We need every day, right? And
Mm.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Um, a lot of people come up with all kind of different fasts. Daniel fast, David fast, Samson fast,
Mm.
and hey, more power to you. But if you
Is it
ask me, is somebody talking
didn't I think you did one presentation about
on
like
fasting?
and
Yes,
fasting if you
yeah,
do it
it's on
after
the
3 o'clock it's better to do it like it's
right. Thank you,
uh,
thank you. Right. Yeah,
I'm
Oh,
aware.
what you said makes sense because this is the first time I heard this answer. What you said is making sense, you know. So I thank you about that, and then I'm going to thank you also to do some more research. But what you said is true, you
well,
know. I
also
never
what
think
my
said that
wife just
answer.
said, what my
Mm-hmm.
wife just said is a good example for you, right? So there's something called an 18-hour fast.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm,
so science has proven that if you are overweight or you're diabetic, right,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
type 2 diabetic, and you want to reverse it, and you want to
mm-hmm,
lose weight, your
mm-hmm,
last
mm-hmm,
meal should be at 3 o'clock in the evening, no
mm-hmm,
later than four
Mm-hmm.
o'clock. And
mm-hmm,
your
mm-hmm,
heaviest meal should be for breakfast, right? That is
mm-hmm,
science
mm-hmm.
that research has proven. And so between 3 p.m. and 9 a.m. the next day, that's 18 hours of fasting.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
that
Oh.
you
called.
could do because you already had two meals and your body could get used to that as opposed to sporadic fasting here, then one, then
Mm-hmm.
there, So pray
That
about it
makes
and
sense. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
all
you.
right. You're
I
welcome.
guess that's called intermittent fasting.
Correct. There we go. Correct. Right. So you make it it's a fasting. Okay. Some people fast like they're going on a diet fast, instead of having intermittent fasting. So every day, you can fast every day for 18
Mm-hmm.
hours. And so your
Mm-hmm.
body gets used to that. And for that 18 hours, your body is using up the extra fat instead of calories. And science is now saying that we need no more than 2 meals a day. Even
Mm-hmm.
one meal is sufficient because the more calories you eat, the more easy it is for you to die. All right? So I pray that answers the question. All right, good, good, good. So
Doc, I didn't hear the last. Excuse me, I didn't hear the last thing you said. The more calories we eat, the more what?
the,
It
the
cut off.
faster you die, it shortens your lifespan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so eating too much calories, sitting for too long during the day, it both shorten your lifespan.
Let me ask you a question. Because I started eating chia seeds. Is that a good thing?
We'll see this now. I'm coming to deal with that just now.
Okay.
All right. So if you have any other questions, write it down, unless it's very, very important or is contextual to the slide, and we try to answer it. All right. All right. Good.
Okay.
So on the other hand, we think that all plant foods, like fruits, grains, vegetables, and nuts, they are 100% cholesterol free. Right. And one thing I think we need to know that the brain is made up of cholesterol. Are you aware of
Mm-hmm.
that?
Yes.
Right? So that's people who get dementia and those other cranial diseases because they don't have enough cholesterol covering the brain. So when the doctor tells you you need cholesterol lowering medication, you might want to take a second opinion. All right? All right. So the number one cause, right? Listen carefully. The number one cause of most heart disease is atherosclerosis, right? That's hardening of the arteries. And this is caused by high blood pressure levels. And the high blood pressure levels are caused by a diet that is low in antioxidants. Remember, antioxidants are those things that kill free radicals. So if you eat a lot of fried foods, or you fry a lot of food, you're a cook or a chef, whatever, all of those, when the oil is heated up, the free radicals are floating in the air, you inhale it, they go and they damage your cells, right? Antioxidants try to help us to fight against that, right? So we're saying that the atherosclerosis or the hardening of the arteries is caused by high blood cholesterol levels. High blood cholesterol levels are caused by a diet that's low in antioxidants, but high in animal fat, from butter and hydrogenated vegetable oils or fats. So when you go to the store, always read your label. If it
Mm-hmm.
says the word hydrogenated, don't even put it back on the shelf, put it in the garbage can, right? That is highly dangerous and toxic to your body, anything that is hydrogenated. All right, so in the United States alone, researchers suggest that at least 27% of the deaths from heart disease and strokes are preventable. right? So more than a quarter of the deaths from stroke and heart disease are preventable. Plant foods are high in fiber, uh, phytochemicals. The word phyto means plant. That's plant chemicals, vitamins, and antioxidants. We just spoke about antioxidants, right? And so if you're getting, we said that you're getting the uh, the atherosclerosis caused by the cholesterol levels that's caused by a diet that is low in antioxidants, right? So now we're being told that plants, they have fiber and they have phytochemicals and antioxidants that work together to help to protect you from high blood pressure, from obesity, and from other risk factors for heart disease. So some of the foods that support cardiovascular health are omega-3 fatty acids, and some doctors tell their patients or their clients to eat fish, right? So fish does have omega-3 fatty acids. It does, salmon, all right, or salmon, whatever you want to call it. The problem is that it's six of one, half a dozen of the other. So the fat in fish is the only animal really, uh, or mammal, whatever they call it, that the fat can retain mercury.
Yes.
All right. So when you eat the fish, there might be mercury in it. And if you want to know how dangerous mercury is, if you have a gold-plated tooth, a filling with mercury, and you go by your dentist to remove it, the dentist will put on a special clothing, a special glove, right? You look like a space person and have a special bucket to put that tooth in. That's how dangerous mercury is. Or if there's a thermometer on the wall in your office or in a school and fall and breaks, they will empty the entire building, right? So then why do you want to eat fish? That's your choice. That's your choice. All right. But you can get omega-3 fatty acids naturally in walnuts and in flax seeds, right? Walnut and flax seeds. And what are the benefits of omega-3 fatty acids? It reduces inflammation and it supports your heart rhythm, right? So there's something called arrhythmia when your heart begin to beat irregularly, right? And that is something you don't want to have to happen, all right? So walnuts and flax seeds are very good for that. So let me ask you, anybody have a favorite name, or if you could name your favorite heart healthy food that you probably use? Just one or two people quickly. Or if you want to put it in the chat, that's fine
What
too.
was the question? Good evening, everybody. Sorry.
Hey, good evening. Yeah, that's my cousin. She's both.
What is the question?
Uh, Name your favorite heart healthy food.
Heart healthy food.
Yeah, your
Doc,
favorite.
I do walnuts, cashew nuts, and almond.
All right. So, okay, good. So there was a question in the chat, and let me try to address it before I move on. What do I do to help myself to eat healthy when growing up most of my life, eating bad? Okay, so what do you think you could do? Okay, avocado, blueberries. So last week we were talking, and I was going to put that picture again, but I don't want people to feel threatening them. Anybody remember last week one of the slides had a gun on it? Anybody remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you remember what we talked about that gun?
Yes.
What? Remind me. What we said.
Lifestyle is
You can load it, but you're the one that has to pull the trigger.
Right. So
lifestyle is
so
the
genetics might load the gun, but you have to pull the trigger. All right. So even if your mama, your grandmama, your grandmama's mama, they all cook bad, you ate bad, you could make a decision today, right now, to turn around. right? Because God will meet you where you are. God knows where you came from or where you want to go. So today, go to your fridge, take out all of the shark, the fish, the cheese, the dairy milk, and throw it out. As a matter of fact, on the news today, remember last week I was telling you guys about bird flu, right? And they're trying to bring another pandemic. Well, they're saying that in China right now, that there's a strange bird flu going on over there. Thousands of people are infected. And on the news today in America, listen carefully, the first recorded case of death by bird flu today in America.
Oh, wow.
All right. So if nothing else could scare you into getting rid of those things, that might. All right. So God can change your taste buds. And in this case, we're talking about fasting, right? So tonight or probably tomorrow, fast from 3 o'clock to 9 the next day. Your body begins to get hungry by 9 o'clock in the morning. And instead of giving it the same old food, introduce something different. All right. So I forgot, I was going to put a recipe on here. I think I gave it before to make butter from cornmeal, a little bit of good salt. If you want to put some honey in it, right? And you could make your own butter. It tastes like butter. It looks like butter with all of the bad elements of the store-bought butter. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can make your own milk as well.
That's correct. There we go. There we go, right? As a matter of fact, you could mash up a piece of avocado, very, very soft, and spread it on your bread like butter.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's very healthy for you. Simple as that, right? So there are things that we could do. I also have two cookbooks on Amazon. Just type in my name, and we have some recipes there for you as well. All right. So don't don't feel too guilty about how you were brought up, right? Genetics and what happened in the past, that might load the gun, but you can pull the trigger and say, you know what? I'm going to take the bullets out of the gun. Right? I ain't even going to pull the trigger, take the bullets out and hide the gun and start making small changes. Right? So, good question. Good question. All right. All right. So we're saying that the benefits of omega-3 fatty acids reduces inflammation and supports the rhythm of your heart. Right? And some people put some good stuff here: pomegranates, apples, blueberries. Oh, by the way, blueberries and blackberries are very good for your brain if you have any kind of Alzheimer's or any kind of cranial mental diseases. Very good for that. Very, very good. Also, eating an apple at night before you go to bed it's also very good. It works on your body. An apple is good. When it's an apple a day, keep the doctor away. Trust me.
Away.
Trust me, it's powerful. You can Google that for yourselves. Okay, so let's move on. So we talked before about antioxidants, right? And where can we find them? We find them in blueberries or berries in general, strawberries, any kind of berries. They have antioxidants and also dark leafy greens, right? What kind of dark greens you can think about? Leafy greens you can think about?
And
Kale,
also dragon fruits.
Kale, okay, dragon fruit, kale. What else?
spinach,
Spinach,
Collard
what?
greens,
Collard greens,
Mustard,
Turnip green.
Swiss,
mustard,
Turnip greens.
Swiss
turnip greens.
chard, Swiss
Right,
mustard,
good.
chard.
Okay, very good.
mustard,
Very good. Very good. So you guys get the idea, right? So all
spinach,
of, I'm sorry?
watercress,
Watercress.
spinach.
Yeah, and watercress is good for allergies too. So we are seeing that even if to Leonie's question, even if in the past you have been eating wrong, you can start eating right today. Every 6 months or so, your cells change over and your body begin to bring new cells. So if you start eating right now, some of those cells that are dying will be the bad cells. Make sense?
Mm.
All right.
Yeah,
So the
but
benefit, go ahead.
also include, don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, exactly.
If
I'll
it
say
if you can even start, if you're not drinking enough water per day, try that for a whole week.
that's
And then the
it.
next week you try something else,
That's it. Let's keep building
you know,
and move forward. Fail
and
forward.
move forward. But don't beat yourself up.
No, no, no. All right. So the benefits of the antioxidants, they protect against oxidative stress and also improve circulation. So if you having any kind of circulatory problems, you want to eat a lot more berries in particular and dark leafy green vegetables, right? These are also good for cancer. They're called cruciferous vegetables, right? Very, very good to help to prevent cancer and to fight off cancer.
Doc, you know how I just eat them? I just freeze the blueberries, the strawberries, the blackberry, and I drop it in oats, or I just eat them like that.
Well, we're making that segue right now. Right now, we're making that segue. So again, so whole grains, right? This supports cardiovascular health. Oats, quinoa, and brown rice. So for an evening meal, right? You got a big breakfast, and it's about 2 or 3 in the evening. An evening meal could be a salad bowl. You get a bowl like this. You put some lettuce, some greens in it, some different colored sweet peppers, tomatoes, and you could sprinkle some quinoa over it or some brown rice. And it's not heavy and it's a complete meal, right? Or you can use your oatmeal, like Mary was saying, right? And the reason why you can eat the berries, like she was saying, with the oatmeal is that fruit can be eaten with grains. That's why, right? That's why it won't be a problem. All right, so the benefits of this is the whole grains. It will lower cholesterol, right? What they call the LDL or bad cholesterol. It will lower cholesterol and promote heart health. Promote heart health. All right. Okay. Also, there are herbs. We talked about this last week, right? Berries that help to the berries help your heart to function normally, right? So we have the hawthorn berry supports heart function and circulation. It helps also with blood pressure regulation, and it strengthens your heart muscles. If your heart muscles are weak, doctor told you you have a weak heart muscle, you need to
Why?
load up on hawthorn berries. Very, very good. All right.
Why?
All right. 1 minute. Okay. All right. Load up on hawthorn berries. And the parts that we use are the fresh berries or the dried berries or the flowering tops, right? The flowering tops also contain oh, uh, 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 what do you call this? It contains a property that helps to stimulate your circulation, right? So both the berries, whether dried or fresh, and the white top is very good for circulation. We spoke also last week about garlic, right? It helps to reduce blood pressure and cholesterol levels, and it also improves uh, circulation, right? The garlic cloves contain uh, the oil that extracts from the garlic is readily evaporated at room temperature. So if you're going to take away the oil, you can use it right away. And it has the ability to kill or inhibit the growth of microorganisms. And the allicin can inhibit or kill bacteria. And you can either use the whole bulb or you can use a clove. The cloves also help to reduce cholesterol levels and boost your immune system. So if you have heart problems, if you are trying to fight off cancer, if you are trying to build your immune system, you want to take about 2 cloves per day on an empty stomach, right? You can take one in the morning, cut up small pieces, slightly crush it, swallow the pieces with some water, and then in the evening before your last meal or so, on an empty stomach, take another clove. It is very, 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 very powerful. All right. Question was, what about the chemical in the food? What does chemicals do to the body? Well, I'm not sure what food is talking about, Leonie. The you want to buy organic vegetables. There are some of them you could buy non-organic that have thick skins, like avocado, right? But things like apples or peach with very thin skins, you want to buy them uh, organic because they could hold the pesticide longer, those that have the thin skins on them. All right. So once you are following God's plan, even though there might be pesticides, you might be able to get or afford organic, God will work with you. He will protect because you're doing what He wants.
That's
Right?
right.
So you do the best that you could do. Ask God for wisdom. Go to the farmer's market. It might cost a little more, right? People say for organic, but what value could it put on your health?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's the next question. What value can you really place on your health? All right. Also, another herb, we talked about this last week as well. That's a reminder. Turmeric. It has anti-inflammatory properties for overall cardiovascular health. Right? If you have gastritis, that is inflammation in your intestines, you can take half a cup 3 times a day. And the part that we use is what we call the rhizome, these pieces here, dried or either the poultice we said last week. If you have any kind of skin ailments like psoriasis, right, you can mix a teaspoon with some water and apply about 3 times a day to the area. That's of course with changing your diet, what how you normally eat. Okay, so here are some uh, the healthiest foods for your heart, right? I want to give you nine of the healthiest foods for your heart, and I'll tell you why briefly, right? So fresh fruit. Why? Because it contains fiber and antioxidants. Beans and legumes, they also contain fiber and plant protein or phytoprotein. Flax seeds or flaxseed oil contains omega-3 fatty acids, and these help to lower your LDL, right? What people call the bad levels of cholesterol. Number four, uh, dark leafy greens. We talk about those. They help to reduce levels of a blood enzyme that is implicated in heart disease. All right. Number five, avocados. They're rich in potassium, right? So this is very good. Also, if you have kidney problems, right? But if the kidney is too severe, you may want to kind of stay off of it. But it's also fat. It's a natural fat. So if you're obese or you want to lose weight, instead of eating a whole avocado, you may want to cut it in half, wrap it in some saran wrap, put it away safely or in a glass container, and just eat half of it for the day. But it's rich in potassium. It helps to regulate your heart rhythm and also your blood pressure. Many people didn't know that, right? Avocados. You can also cut up the seeds of the avocado. When you cut it open, soak that seed in a glass of water for about an hour or so, and then peel off that outer skin, and then chop it up in small pieces. Probably get about 4 or 5 avocados, cut up in small pieces, put it in a bottle, and get some rubbing alcohol, probably 70%, 90%, and pour it over it. Let it soak for 2 or 3 days. The water will turn brown, and then you can take a piece of cotton ball, put it in there, and put on your skin where you're having pain, right? It works as a pain killer. So use the entire avocado. All right, whole grains contain fiber and vitamin or B vitamins, right? So B vitamins are involved in the metabolism of carbohydrates, right? Like bread, potato, whatever. If you don't have B vitamins, it will not be properly metabolized, properly digested, right? So the B vitamins also have proteins and fats. So they also play a role in managing healthy blood levels of what's called homocysteine. And this is the substance that uh, can increase the risk of heart disease if it is too high, homocysteine. Right? So the vitamin, try to keep that to a healthy level. And that's found in whole grains. Nuts, they have a good source of mono unsaturated fats and minerals. Of course, you don't want to eat too much peanuts. Ask me why, I'll tell you, look at the elephant, right? If you want to be like an elephant, then eat peanuts all day long. But you eat about a half handful of peanuts, that for the day, like after a meal, helps also to digest the food. Some of the good nuts are walnuts, um, give me some others.
Brazil.
Pecans, Brazil nuts, pecans, right? Those are good nuts. Good nuts.
Yeah.
And
But
which one looks
Doc,
like the brain? Uh-huh.
the what's its name? The walnut look like the
Pecan?
brain.
No. Sorry?
Almond or pecan?
No, one that looks like the brain.
The walnuts look like the brain.
Right. So then it's good for the brain.
And
Make sense?
pecan too.
And the pecans are very good,
What
right?
about
The almonds. Sorry?
But
Cashew is more like the kidneys.
Yeah, the cashew.
Is
So
like the
look
kidney.
at okay, one at a time, please. Look at the shape of the cashew nuts, right? It's shaped almost like a kidney, so it will help with kidney problems. The walnut shaped like a brain is good for the brain, right? Sorry, not the walnut,
Almonds,
no, yeah, it was the one. The almonds,
pecans.
the almonds are good because it looks like what that small thing by the brain again? I forget the name of it, right? So those are really good nuts, but everything in moderation, right?
what
Um,
about pistachio?
sorry, yeah, I just talked about the cashew. It's shaped
No,
like the kidney.
not pistachio.
Yeah, pistachio is very good as well. That's
Okay.
the green one. That's very good. All right.
But you are suggesting eat the nuts raw.
Yes, yes. When you buy them with salt, that is salted, that is not the good salt. That's the bad salt that will damage your kidneys.
you buy it with the sea salt.
That's the table salt. You want to buy it raw. You put your own salt in it.
That's
But
very
Because
Doc, Heather. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
you cannot trust the manufacturers that they're wasting money on expensive salt. And when they say sea salt, you have to be very careful because sea salt means they go by the sea, they get some salt water, they hydrate it, and use the crystals remaining, add magnesium in it. Not magnesium, aluminum in it, and they sell it. That's why it's so cheap. And the aluminum is going to damage your body. All right, but it's your choice. I'm just giving advice. Your choice.
Doctor,
Okay, Doc. Let me tell you, Doc, is not everybody that eat plenty nuts or whatever that it will get them big. Because let me tell you, when I used to sail, I couldn't eat the food that they was giving crew members, and I used to have cashew nuts for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I never put on not 1 pound.
No, I'm talking about peanuts. Peanuts is very fattening. The peanuts, the natural peanuts, is very, very fattening. So you want to eat no more than about a handful at a time. The cashew nuts wouldn't really get you big per se, especially if you're active and if you have a high metabolism rate. Most foods wouldn't affect you,
Well,
right?
because I feel that's what I have because I saw Meg Doc, and
So,
then I eat everything. You understand?
yeah, so some people are calorie rich, some are calorie poor. Calorie rich meaning that they burn up calories very quickly, some don't. So, right? So, but the general rule is you don't want to eat too much peanuts because it's not good for the body. The
Can
peanuts,
I
not
just
not
say
the other nuts.
something? Can I just say something?
One second, Mar.
Okay, sure.
We have fellow disciple, and then you come on.
yeah, I was going to say, I heard that actually that peanuts it gets it tend to get moldy, so they were telling us to stay away unless we are very sure about
Yeah,
quality.
yeah.
So they asked us they show us some recipe and they told us to replace it with almond because it gets moldy at times and we need to.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Maritza.
I was just about to say that the person who spoke just before, she was talking about, what she was eating for a long period of time and it didn't make her put on weight. And I'm saying, because you touched on it a little bit, it might not be doing anything physical. It might show anything physical on the outside, but it could be doing damage because, of course, as you said, too much of anything isn't good. We have to have temperance in everything,
Yeah.
So, because for me, I have very high metabolism. I could eat any hour of the day, of the night, 2 a.m. in the morning. I would not put on 8 pounds, and I'm in my 40s, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm healthy. Because so you could look at me and be like, you're slim and you have, whatever, but it does not mean that I'm healthy. Because I eat a lot of not good things, but I'm aware that it still doesn't mean because I'm not putting on the weight and it isn't doing anything at this moment doesn't mean that I am healthy. So I just wanted to share that.
Well, I'm glad you touched on that, because not everybody who is who has more weight than they should for their height, that kind of stuff, who's overweight, is because they're greedy or they eat a lot. Some people have a mineral deficiency, right? And some people don't eat breakfast, and so the body builds fat cells where they think they're going into starvation mode, and then it becomes a vicious cycle, and then they get depressed, and then they start to eat a sort of fattening foods. And so, so that's why I always try to individualize the person. If somebody asks me a question, I say, hey, I could give you an answer thus far. I need to know what else you're doing, right? Does that make sense? But
Yes.
and in the same way, you want to eat in a rounded way. Eat the rainbow. You don't want to eat the same food every day, every day, every day. You want to eat in a rainbow. And just like you said, so not because somebody is overweight, right? It means that they're not somewhat healthy. Yes, the fat could do damage to weight, to the heart, and that kind of stuff. In the same with somebody who is slim or slender, that doesn't mean that they're healthy, right? It could mean that a lot of things, because they're not eating properly, the food that you're eating now, always remember this, it's not what you eat, is what your body can digest to get nutrients from. So not everything you put in your mouth, your body can pull out nutrients. So there's something called empty calories. And a lot of people eat a lot of empty calories. Like, for example, when you go to one of those um, fast food restaurants, right? These people are so crafty, and you could research this. Do you know that they put orange juice in their bread?
Hmm.
Do you know why? One reason why? One reason why is that when you eat the bread,
You
it will
get addicted?
it will digest faster in your mouth because of the orange juice content in it. It will digest faster. You will get addicted as well to the sweet taste, and you'll eat faster and leave the restaurant faster for more people to come in, and then you'll come back the next day, right? They actually hire specialists. They hire chemists, psychologists, just to sell a burger to you, and you have
That's
no idea.
greed.
You have no idea, right?
I
So
believe it. That's
yeah.
true.
All right. Good. Good. So let's move on quickly. So we said number 8 is spice and herbs. The spice and herbs contain antioxidants and phytochemicals or plant chemicals that give you better digestion. All right. And then we have whole germ and flax meal. This boosts the intake of fiber, vitamin E, omega-3 fatty acids. All right, so now let's go into some spiritual nourishment for your heart, right? Remember, we said last week that God's provision includes both spiritual and physical nourishment for our bodies. So Proverbs chapter 17 and verse 22 says, a merry heart does good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bone. So uh, um, when we're not happy, right? When we're not counting our blessings, when we're not showing gratitude to God, right? It dries up our bones. It actually gets us sick. We need to have a merry heart, because a merry heart, remember last week we talked about it, the brain signals to your heart if you if the brain detects that you are happy or you're sad or you're angry, so the heart can begin to cause all of those physiological changes in your body. All right. So the merry heart does good only if you have a merry brain. um, I hope that makes sense to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 7 says, as a man thinketh in his where, in his
All right.
heart, so is he. Why? Because our thoughts, again, the brain, our thoughts shape our reality. Our thoughts shape our reality. So some people say, man, I've been fat all my life. I will always be fat. My mother was fat. My great nana was fat. But thoughts will shape your reality. When you have those thoughts and you say those things, your brain thinks you're telling it you want to be fat. Or you see people who are wealthy and say, man, those rich people, they probably kill somebody, do something evil to get rich. And you think people who are rich are evil, you will never rise above your poverty level. Your thoughts shape your reality. What you continually dwell on in your heart and in your mind from the brain becomes the essence of who you are, right? So if you think you're dumb, hey, it'll become your reality. And then when it happens, you will say, you see, I told you, no, you are living a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? All right. Psalm 51:10 says, create in me a clean heart, O God. Because David knew his heart was not clean. It wasn't right. And he says, renew a right spirit within me. That should be the prayer of all of us. Ezekiel 36:26 says, a new heart, this is God talking now, also will I give you, and a new spirit. Anybody here want a new heart or a new spirit? Just say
Want
me.
it?
Just say me in the chat. Let's write me. Or write new
Me.
heart. Or write new heart in the chat, right? Christ said, a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh. Right? That's a promise God says. And so if you want the promise, then you got to do what David said in Psalm 51:10. Yes, Lord, I want it. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Amen. All right. Let me give you just a few sample or simple recipes. And if somebody would text me this week, because next week, God willing, will be the third part of our heart series, I would get some recipes for you to make butter and cheese and that kind of stuff. Somebody remind me. All right. So we're looking at some sample recipes, right? You may want to take a picture. All right. So the first one is a heart healthy berry smoothie, and the ingredients are berries, spinach, almond milk, chia seeds, and perhaps a touch of honey. Or if you want to get some dates without the pits, like Angelina was saying last week, you can use some dates as a sweetener. Or you can use a ripe banana, also to give you texture and sweetness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, the ingredients: berries, spinach, almond milk, chia seeds, and a touch of honey. And simply blend and enjoy as a refreshing drink. The benefits: they are high in antioxidants and omega-3s, right? Very, very simple, refreshing drink. So instead of going to McDonald's and paying $5 or more for that, okay, for that so-called um, milk drink, where you,
Matcha.
yeah, where you're drinking cow, everything. I wouldn't anybody go into that right now. All right. There's
Milk.
also, sorry?
It have to be almond milk.
No, no, no. You can make rice milk, whatever milk you want, or whatever gets your goat.
Cashew milk also.
Sorry, cashew milk. Yeah, hey, hey. One is not dairy milk. All right. Okay. So garlic and herb roasted vegetables, right? As a dish, if you want to put some rice over it, some brown rice with some quinoa. Get some broccoli together. Broccoli is very high in vitamin C, right? Very high in vitamin C. Carrots, good for the eyes, right? Garlic, good for um, everything you can think about,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can put a little rosemary oil, a little olive oil, little rosemary and thyme. Don't, now notice this is roast, right? It's not fry, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
can you can put the oil afterwards. 'Cause any oil that you heat up, It's going to cause free radical. Doesn't care if it's extra virgin, extra. The grandmother was a virgin, the great grandmother was a virgin. It's oil. It does the same thing when it heats up. Right? So maybe you want to put the oil after you've roasted the vegetables. And if you put some bell peppers uh, in there, the bell peppers, the oil from it will help to keep everything nice and free, right? But rosemary and thyme is very, very good as well, right? So you just toss the vegetables with some seasoning and you roast it at 400 degrees for about 25 minutes. All right, the benefits, these are rich in fiber, and you want fiber to help to move food slowly but surely through your intestine. You don't want to move too quickly because your body won't get the nutrients from it. But at the same time, you know how the text says in Psalm 23:4, yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death? You want your food to walk through. You don't want it to stop and get constipated and then cause a lot of diseases. And if the lining is torn, you have leaky gut syndrome and a host of
Yeah.
other stuff, right? So you want to really eat a lot of fiber. Fiber also makes you feel satiated or full. So you wouldn't overeat. That's why you should normally eat a salad with every meal and eat a salad first because the fiber in the greens will make you feel full and you'll eat less food. All right. So the benefits of rich in fiber, uh, vitamins, and heart-friendly herbs.
I have a question. I have a question about the oil.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about Earth Balance oil, butter. It's like butter.
The earth balance, but
Have you guys ever used that? Anybody ever used that before?
I think Nadette bought it one time, but I prefer to make my own butter, with the cornmeal and stuff.
I was just
And
wondering if it's bad to
yeah,
use.
I'm not sure. I really haven't researched it much. I really
Okay.
haven't. Yeah, I really haven't. All right, so we want to do uh, okay, Mary, could you hold a question until
Okay.
I have two more slides after this, and then we take all the questions. Okay, so last week we talked about this deep breathing exercise for your heart, and I'm not sure how many of us tried it or even remember it. Anybody remembered it from last week?
Yes.
Yes, Alana, the recording would be made available. It will be on our YouTube channel, Heal Lifestyle Academy. At the end of the slide, you'll get our channel, but it's called Heal, H.E.A.L, Lifestyle Academy. It should be up there by tomorrow, God willing. All right. So yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. So okay. So tell me, those who remembered, I heard a fellow disciple's voice. Tell me what the technique, the one we used last week.
4 seconds breathe in, 4 seconds hold in, 4 seconds breathe out.
Uh-huh. No. Yeah. Let's start over again.
Is that 4 seconds or 5 seconds? I don't know.
There's
But
no five. There's no five. There are two fours and then one more number, one more digit.
6.
Very good. Okay, so how it works? How it works?
4 minutes to breathe in. I mean,
Inhale.
4 seconds to breathe in.
4 minutes? Wow.
No, 4 seconds,
You
sorry.
got strong lungs, there, girl.
Yes, and hold it for 4 seconds and breathe out for 6 seconds.
Very good. Very good. Very good. All right. So if you got this part of sit comfortably. Maybe you want to try with me now quickly. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. I know it's hard for some of us. Some of us go to bed late in life. Go to bed late because we don't want to miss anything. But right now, close your eyes, please. You don't want to miss anything. All right, sit comfortably, close your eyes. Inhale for 4 seconds.
I'm cooking. Can I do it standing?
I won't even answer you, Mary. You and Lynn and fellow disciple, I can't deal with three
Mary's
of
my
y'all.
friend.
Just like cooking, because tomorrow
and
I'm
fellow
going to
disciple.
work early.
Mary, you can take a few minutes and sit down. Sit down, Mary. Be obedient. I'm older than you. Let's go. Okay. Sit comfortably, close your eyes and your mouth. Close your eyes and your mouth. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds, and then exhale slowly for 6 seconds on the empty lungs.
But when you inhale, your stomach is supposed to protrude, right?
Just like the picture here. Just like the picture here. Just like the picture here. See it? Inhale through the mouth, right? And when you inhale, your lungs, remember your lungs are right here on the chest and on the back, right? You have 2 pairs of lungs. So the lungs should expand, and as the lung expands, the stomach will automatically go out, right? And when you're exhaling, when you're breathing out, you want to, like the person here, you could put your hand on your stomach if you want to help push the air out. So you're pushing out longer from when you're pulling in. And you want to do this for about 5 to 10 minutes. It really helps to relax your body, and it's good for your heart, free of charge, right? And the benefits, it lowers your blood pressure and reduces stress on your heart. All right. 2 more slides and we are done. Almost done. All right. So another quiz. 2 questions. You ready? And you're writing the answers in the chat. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, good. Which of these foods is high in omega 3s? Is it A, apple? Write it in the chat. Is it A, apples? Is it B, flaxseed? Is it C, white bread? Or is it D, potatoes? Which of these are high in omega 3s? Ooh, Adeline is fast on the draw. Fellow disciple, okay. We have 2 answers, 3 answers. Gertrude, okay, yes, okay. That's 3. Anybody else? B, okay. B, Hannah says B, Mary says B. Who's A? I missed that one. Alana says B, okay. Wow, you guys are ready. You're on point. Okay, everybody's correct, right? Everybody's correct. Answer is B, right? B, high in omega 3 fatty acids. All right, next question. What herb is known for lowering cholesterol? What herb is known for lowering cholesterol? Is it A, basil, B, garlic, C, mint, or D, thyme? What's your answer? The correct answer is A, B, C, or D. Okay? In B, garlic. Anybody else? Linus garlic, Gertrude garlic, Hannah garlic, Mary garlic, or B. Very good. All right. So the correct answer is B, garlic. Very good. You guys are on point. All right. Now it's time for your questions. We don't want to stay too long, so make questions kind of concise.
I think Miss Mary asked you a question earlier about chia seeds. Is that equivalent to flaxseed?
The equivalent is
pretty much. Does it have the same properties?
Yeah. It has the same properties. Yeah, it does. It is very good. It probably doesn't have the same amount of omega-3 fatty acids, but it's a very good seed.
Okay, Doc. Next question.
The same as pumpkin seeds. Yes.
Is it okay? Because I watching a 10 months old baby, and then whatever I prepare, but with his mother, green light, whatever I prepare for myself, like I do roasted garlic, roasted this, roasted that, vegetables, I would give him. Is it okay to give a child that so small?
Well, I am not a pediatrician. Let me say that. But I would not do that. Child is 10 months old. Yes, the child is ready to begin to eat other foods, but I wouldn't do that for a number of reasons. Choking, first it comes to mind, unless it's mashed food, and then I'm not sure what kind of seasoning is going in there because the child's stomach is still young. So I wouldn't recommend it, but that's your choice.
No seasoning. When I given him, I put no seasoning in it. It's after I take out his, I will do for myself, put seasoning. But he's at no seasoning, and I blend his food. I make it into a puree.
Right, yeah, but here's why children might be, I'm saying use a better word than gullible, but would want to do it. Children taste their environment by putting stuff in their mouth. That's how they get introduced to their environment. So when they see you eating something, they want to do it too, right? But again, you have to know because the child could be allergic to some things. Unless you have all of those facts down, you know what a child
Yes,
might be
we
allergic
have
to.
all that. We have all that down.
Okay, okay, all right,
Yes,
okay,
we have all that.
okay, all right. Hey,
Is more than I. So because she just tell me, give him, you understand, give it to him. So then I just go by what she
I
said
would,
because I always
yeah,
tell
but
her.
I would take it in writing or record that. I would,
Sometimes I just step by, that's all I tell her, repeat it because I don't answer questions to the police for you. I don't want to be
that's
for you. I don't want to be against you.
that's what I'm saying. I would record it in some way, because parents, tell you yes when something happen, and they go
Yes, they
crazy,
pull out themselves.
you're in trouble. So that's what I'm saying. Be very careful with what you feed a child.
That's right.
Give them the pumpkin, potato, that kind of stuff like that. But
Yes, yes,
the
I
other
given him
stuff,
that.
yeah. But the
But
raw stuff, no, I wouldn't do that. But that's
I
up to you.
just mix it, dog. She asking me to mix it together with his pumpkin, his potato, his buttersquash. I blending it into a puree and
Okay,
I giving it to him.
okay. And there haven't been any adverse reactions, right?
No, no, nothing. The only thing he had, the mother make me give him egg, and he had a little reaction towards it. And we bring him to the allergist, and we no longer giving him egg.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it might, since eggs is dairy, be careful with the other dairy products.
No,
Hmm.
he's not doing it. The mother giving it to him, and he have no reaction to nothing, nothing, nothing. Because he went to the allergist, all what they try is only the egg. I don't know why. It's only the egg.
Okay. All right. All right. Next question.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Next question. Now is the time. All right. 10, 9, 8.
How do you replace the good bacteria in your gut?
All right. To replace, I'm glad you asked that question. Um, right now I'm being certified as a mental health coach, and you would be surprised to know the connection between a poor gut flora, right,
Mm-hmm.
and a good one. You need to have 85% good gut flora and
Mm-hmm.
15% of the one that's called bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
85-15. And one of the best ways, there are certain foods you can eat to help to introduce more of the good gut flora, right? But I have found the safest way for me and my family and my clients to recommend company I always talk about here called Rain International, right? All their products are seed-based, and there's one in particular called Pure, Pure, that
Mm-hmm.
is geared towards
The
giving that
gut.
balance in the gut. Because if you don't have good balance in the gut, you
Mm-hmm.
will tend to get all kind of skin diseases, and your immune system tends to go crazy because your gut, the brain in the gut, trains your immune system how to respond to any new things coming into the body. If the
Mm-hmm.
gut is not balanced, okay, think about it this way.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a school teacher, or you go to a school to pick up your child, and the school teacher is on their cell phone, or they're talking to the opposite sex through a window, what normally happens with the class, with the children?
It's a disruption.
It's disruption, right? The kids are not, and
They're
nobody
not
is
paying attention. Yeah,
right, and the kids are talking to one another. So that
that's
happens like
right.
that in the gut. When the
Mm-hmm.
schoolmaster, which is the balanced gut, is not balanced, is not paying attention to the immune system, that's when we get autoimmune diseases and psoriasis and other skin diseases, because your body's attacking itself. So having a balanced gut is very important. So what we do, I don't have any of the Pure here. in my office. The Pure comes in a little satchel. I think there's a bag that has about 30 in it. Lasts a month.
Or is that pink stuff
Right. Is that a pink, peach? I think peach
or
fruit punch
something?
or lemon lime.
Yeah,
And I
Pure.
yeah, Pure, pure. Right. And at the end you'll see a website to go and find it. I
Okay.
normally put it in my bottle of water,
Mm-hmm.
right? And for during the day I sip that. So that keep the gut balanced and help to balance my immune system. Your immune system is your friend, but it can also be your enemy. Because if it's not controlled, it overreacts. And when it overreacts, it secretes inflammation. Inflammation is like the root cause of most of or all diseases.
Mm-hmm.
Diabetes, cancer, liver
Mm-hmm.
disease, you name it. Inflammation. Too much inflammation is the
In the
same as
body. Mm-hmm.
is the same as why we normally get killed if we get bitten by a snake. So this is the pure. This is the lemon lime. The kids love this one. I like the fruit punch. Right. This is the
Yes.
bag, and this is the satchel. So if you're going to work, whatever, see how small it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oops, where am I going? Okay. All right. You
Mm-hmm.
just tear it open and then put the powder in the water, shake it up. All right. So the kids love this lemon lime. I love the peach one. All right.
So,
So
so
I'm
I'm
showing
not
you.
sure if you're answering my question. I
Okay.
understand if I have if I have a semi-healthy gut.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, no, let me put it this way. I had H. pylori and the doctor put me on some antibiotics. And then in
Mm.
2019, I ended up with pneumonia,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
antibiotics. I never took all of it because it made me sicker than I was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it still ruined the bacteria because it causes sometimes if I didn't eat fruits and vegetables and drink plenty of water, I would have a problem with constipation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I know that my gut is just not right. It's
Right.
not balanced. I don't think that I have the natural bacteria.
Correct.
And
Uh,
so you're saying that rain product pure,
mm-hmm.
how can I get it actually back into my gut? I can understand it if I already have the bacteria and I'm trying to get balance.
Right. So
That's two different things.
this product, this seed-based product has the what's called the pre and the probiotics.
Gotcha.
It has both of them to give the balance. And
Gotcha.
if you have uh, any kind of gastrointestinal situation going on, instead of taking one a day, you can take two a day,
Mm-hmm.
right? To get in there faster, along with your regular good diet, getting your
Mm-hmm.
fruits, your organic vegetables, right? That also helps. And also along with that, you could purchase because I'm getting one right now for our clinic. So for my birthday, they took me for a detox at a spa and a massage. And the detox is a foot detox. And you could
Okay.
buy that thing on Walmart or any of those stores. It's called an ionic foot bath, I think it's called. And basically, it's a basin, plastic basin. There is an ionic pump that goes in the water, is plugged in, and
Mm-hmm.
it gives all the ion, and it begins to pull out toxins from your body through your feet,
Really?
right?
Okay.
To give it that cleanse. So you can either pay for it one time when you go to get it, or you could buy one for yourself as well, right?
Okay, Doc, when you buy it, put it on display for me to see it so I could buy one, please.
Put it on display. Okay.
Yeah, let me put
Well,
it in the chat so I could see.
actually, I did buy one, and it wasn't delivered. I called the store back today, and I was very disappointed because
Uh-uh.
I waited a whole week, and so I had to cancel it. I got to reorder one. All right. So okay, I see. So does that answer your question then?
No, Mary, that us.
No,
Oh,
no,
sorry.
before. Okay,
I
Sunny
think
Cycle.
so.
Can you
That's
take Pure on top of other multivitamin and vitamin D or simultaneously? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It's a purely seed-based product. It's not going to have any kind of contraindication with anything else.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So pure
And
is only on your website. You could get pure on the life. What you say? I forget the name.
okay, it's right
Brain
here.
International.
No, it's right here. Go to www.seednutrition.com /
Doc, that's too fast. My brains can't take that. You'll have to put it in the chat, please.
Mary. It's on the screen.
Oh, it's on the screen.
You see
Okay.
it? You see? You see, Mary? See, Mary? Mary, Lynn, and fellow disciple are not going to give me any more gray hairs. I have 6 right in front of here. 2 each from you guys. I'm not taking any more.
Fellow disciple, you better defend yourself because it's not you.
That
No,
means
no,
that
she
when
don't.
you have
No,
that,
no,
you
she
wise.
knows.
I did
You
not do
wise when you
anything.
have gray hair.
Huh? The what? What's that? Okay, so it's right here. seednutrition.com / Dr. Ray. When you go there, click on shop, and you'll see the whole range of products there. They will tell you exactly what's in the products, right? And you'll see it's all natural. There are no chemicals whatsoever or fillers
Are
in there.
you in are you connected to Eden Life, something like that?
No, this is Rain International. This is Rain
Okay.
International that I work
I
with.
thought you had a connection.
No, I only work with one company,
Oh, okay.
Rain International, because they're
Pastor
the best.
Rayburn,
Yes.
will you ask one of your girls to take a picture of that foot thing and
The
send it
foot
to me?
the foot thing.
Yeah,
Yes, when you get it, Doc, I say put it on display. That's what she's talking about.
Okay. No, yeah. I haven't gotten yet, Lynn. I have to reorder it. I haven't bought it yet. I have to reorder, but
All right.
I'll send you a picture from online.
Yes.
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, but the detox is very important, at least twice a month, every other week or so. It's very because of all of the air pollutants, and some of us are still using um, uh, aerial sprays in our home, those chemical
Mm-hmm.
sprays, those so-called air fresheners, all that kind of stuff you're using, the laundry detergent. All of those things give off environmental pollutants.
Yes, they just had a report about Fabulous. Fabulous,
Exactly.
yeah, it
Dangerous.
had it. What when you're smelling the fumes,
Hmm.
you're really pulling in some type of bacteria
That's
that
correct.
gets into the air
That's
that
correct.
would make you sick. So if you have some Fabulous, you need to pour it out,
Yeah,
throw it away.
they're trying to
May
kill
well,
us in every way.
well, but is profit the people come in
Yeah,
business to
yeah,
make
yeah.
profit, not to look for us.
Okay. There's a question here. It's not on the topic, but what difference between best
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 if
if
used by
used by
date and
date
used on date.
and used on date? I'm not sure how to answer that question. It depends on the product. And I would tend to follow what they say, because sometimes even the best if used by date is already past the time it should be used, but they want it because it stayed on the shelf for so long, they want
That's
it to
right.
go to the last. So I would even trust that. Again, depending on what the product is. Depending on what the product is. All right. So here's our call to action. All right. We're saying it's your heart and it's your responsibility. So although um, you may not have caused, or what happened to you may have been caused by you, healing is your responsibility. So this week, you're going to try incorporating at least one heart healthy food in your meals, at least one. Right? Like Andeline was saying, start somewhere and move forward consistently. Build, build, build. Don't go backward. Keep going forward one at a time, right? So incorporate at least one heart healthy food in your meals. Um, Use garlic or another herb in your cooking, and practice the breathing exercise daily. If you want to pledge to do all of these three this coming week, just write in the chat me. Let's put me in the chat. Make the commitment. Make the commitment. Okay, I want to see one me from fellow disciple. One me. One me. Make the commitment. We can hold you accountable. Okay, and there's with me, Mary. I don't see Hannah. Where's Hannah? Honey, you don't want to take the plunge with us?
No, but when you do it, you have to do it in a way that because sometimes I'm on the road and it's so hard to get a connection.
For what?
If it's on Zoom, because I have to wait till when I reach in the house because the connection's so bad on the road when you're on the road or on the
Okay. No problem. All right. So we have what, 4 me's in the chat. I guess nobody else want to take the commitment. Fellow disciple, Nadej, Mary, okay, Lynn. Okay, good. True said me. Okay, so Lynn is committing to the breathing. She's already doing the other 2. Very good. True said me. Leonie said me. Very good. Good, guys. And please, next week, I want everybody to remember this homework so we can hold each other accountable, right? All right, so let's reflect on this verse as we end. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 20. It says, "For ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are Christ's." Right? Which are God, sorry. "For you're bought with a price, therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's." All right? Jesus paid a total price to deliver us from sin. He owns us by creation and redemption. Our bodies do not belong to us. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. All right. So it's time for us to close. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please bring a friend next week and be here for part 3 of this. We're still dealing with the heart. We're dealing with 1 organ per month. So we have 2 more weeks to finish off with the heart. Come with your questions. Please do the homework, please, for your own sake. And any closing thoughts?
What's the homework, may I ask, because I joined in late?
The homework, well, these 3 things, Mary, to try this week to incorporate 1 hot, healthy food in your meals.
Oh, okay.
Use garlic or another herb in your cooking. To practice the breathing exercise daily.
Well, I doing that garlic every morning, eating a raw garlic.
Amen. 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 All right, so let's pray to close. Let me just take off the recording.